Hey, sixth graders, hope all of you guys are doing well. We are going to finish up chapter 12 today. We have been talking about reproduction of plants and animals this chapter. What we have talked about so far requires two parents. Today we're going to move on to asexual reproduction, which is the process of reproducing from only one parent. So think about kind of along the lines of cloning. So we'll have the exact DNA as the parent plant because it doesn't have other genes coming into play as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the different types of asexual reproduction now. Our first type is binary fission. In binary fission, a parent cell divides into two cells, and each new cell is an independent organism. So what happens in binary fission is we have one cell, and that one cell is going to replicate its DNA. Eventually, it's going to pinch off and become two new cells that are two independent organisms. Some unicellular organisms, like amoebas and bacteria, are going to reproduce through binary fission. Then we have budding, which is a new organism that is going to form on the parent organism until it can survive on its own. Some organisms, such as hydra, sponges, and some yeast, are going to develop this way. Then we have regeneration, which is the growth of a lost limb. In the case of some animals, they can regenerate a limb, but with plants and those that reproduce asexually, if, say, a sea star loses an arm, that arm can grow into another sea star, as well as the starfish can grow its arm back again. Then we have fragmentation, which is an organism breaks into many fragments, and each one can grow into a new adult. Planarians are going to be an example of an organism that can reproduce by fragmentation. And lastly, we have vegetative reproduction, is when part of a plant not normally involved in reproduction actually grows into a new plant. There are different types of this and different ways that this can occur. Spider plants are actually going to grow new plants at the end of the stalks, and when these plants touch soil, they can grow and mature into new plants. Some plants, like pineapples, can grow a new plant from the crown or the top of the fruit. Strawberries and many grasses often grow runners, or creeping stems we call stolons. These stems grow across the soil and occasionally put down roots and develop into new plants themselves. Plants such as African violets or ivies are able to grow from cuttings. If the stem is placed in water, new roots can grow and a new plant can develop. Potatoes are going to reproduce by underground stems we call tubers. These tubers are stems that store plant food for the new plants as well. All right, that is all for today. If you guys have any questions, please message me and let me know. If you guys have not completed all your work or read the chapter, please make sure you do that as well. All right, have a great day, guys.